I have a saying here because we're in what I nicknamed Maya land, because this is the heart of the Mayan culture in Guatemala, is that, these people cook with wood. And my point is that New York City could blow up tomorrow. God forbid it doesn't. But it's not going to change these Mayan people's lives one bit. These people have been doing this for 5,000 years, and they just go on and, till the soil and plant their corn and make tortillas. And
they've got their social systems. Their immune system is really healthy. They live off the land. We've got great weather here. Nothing is going to interrupt that for them.
It's really ironic. Maybe I have Mayan blood because that's pretty much how we live. We're cooking on wood. We grow our own vegetables, our own chickens. You can even hear them in the background. And we are a big part of our focus is sustainability. And I'm backing you up on that 100%.
Right.
Even people have always cautioned us, you're next to Haiti. What are you, crazy? And I'll throw it back in them. Maybe it'll make sense to you. In 2010, they had a vicious earthquake that destroyed 82% of their buildings, be it schools, government buildings, hotels, 82%.
Wow.
My second part of that question is, where was the influx? You can't take away from people what they never had. And that's backing up what you're saying. If you have 4,000 creature comforts and 3,400 are taken away, that's quite a withdrawal. If
right.
you have 110 and 5 or 8 of them are taken away, it's much more manageable.
Right.
Did you ever think about how important it was? I understood you realized it, but did you try to explain to some of your friends that if it didn't work out, you can always go back? America does not fall off the planet if you leave.
Well, I guess we thought that we'd be able to come back and become employed or something, but actually we were just so focused on the future and making it work and living life, and we were never bored. We were happy. It wasn't, I kept some clothes in case I wanted to go back to work, but I never wanted to go back to work. That was, we had enough work doing our volunteer work and that sort of thing. We never really, you're right about the U.S. not falling off the planet, but I think if I were to do anything now, it would be, as you mentioned, an internet-based business. There's, you can tutor online, you can do a course for Udemy online. We know somebody who's a young man who used to live in New York, and he writes children's textbooks, and he does it wherever he is. He makes a great living.
Excellent. Yeah, I'm with you on the clothes. As a souvenir, 3 decades ago, I took a bunch of ties with me from my previous world, and I gave them to one of the young guys down at the bank here. I gave him the ties. Just, I no longer need that memorabilia.
Yeah, right.
I don't think I own a tie.
I haven't worn socks in 5 years.
Right.
And that's, like I say, that's not for everybody, but it's okay for us. And if there's an ideal age to consider a move overseas, being too young, too old, or is there any advice you might be able to share with our subscribers about that?
Boy, age is a tough one because you're only as old as you feel. So I think the older you get, it's probably a little more challenging. But just yesterday, I saw a group of probably 5 or 6 60-something ladies wandering the streets here in Panajachel, and they were just giggling and laughing and having a good time. I ran into them twice, and they were the same both times. And so I think. There's a saying, an object in motion tends to stay in motion. An object at rest tends to stay at rest. I think as we age I'm just going to speak in the States, that lazy boy just gets more comfortable and more comfortable. And the thought of getting up out of it and trying something new is more of a challenge. So it's a mental issue that you have to deal with, I think, more than physical. But, we meet people of all ages. All the way into their 80s and still traveling.
We also take it from the point of view of financial independence. And from our point of view, there's no age limit when it's too young to become financially independent. If you can manage your finances, manage your lifestyle, manage your expenses and that kind of thing, there's no age limit on how young you can be. So, to go overseas when you're young and vital, that's excellent. And like Billy says, when you get older, sometimes you become stiffer and trying new things becomes a little harder. But if you're young at heart, then you've got it.
Yeah, my father was, being an orphan, he raised us completely different. And my father once came to us and said, what's the most expensive thing you'll ever own? And everybody I've asked that question to, you get college, you get homes, you get running the family. My dad always said, no, son, it's a closed mind. It'll cost you your homes, your family.
Oh,
and
my God.
Great advice.
Great advice.
And you guys obviously are living that. Quick question, though, seriously, is there anything you miss from the States with how your lives are now?
No, I can't think of anything. One advantage when we are in the States, one thing we do is normally we buy new tech equipment, cameras, computers, whatever, because the States are bargains for hardware, and so you can get the stuff delivered through Amazon or wherever at great prices. As compared to if I have to buy a computer here, I'm going to be buying last year's technology for the same price. And so that's what we found running around. Even in Thailand, you don't really get the latest technology over there. But as far as missing anything, I can't think of anything specifically that I yearn for in the States.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, since the way internet shopping has progressed over the last decade, it's a mere pittance to what it was when we first started living in these countries. It's very easy to shop, and it gets delivered right down the block to the post place, and it really is rather easy to shop from. I get my cameras, laptops, everything. I just get it shipped in, or friends are always coming.
Right.
And they're more than happy to all of a sudden pitch in for a free tropical vacation. Yeah, okay, with me. They almost feel guilty. Is there anything you need? Like 30 years ago they were laughing at you. Now they're asking you, is there anything you need?
Yeah, that's what.
Can you share a little? Go ahead. Go ahead.
When we retired, it was before the internet, and so we were living in Guatemala, Mexico at this time, and so mail. If you wanted to send something to the Mexican mail, who knows when it was going to arrive. So what we did is we took our mail to the American Legion Post, and then every week somebody was flying out of there going to the States, and they would take a mail bag with them, and as soon as they got to the States, they'd drop it in a mailbox, and it would be delivered in 2 or 3 days. So, you learn how to work this to make it work for you.
Oh, years and years ago, my wife is an avid baker, and she loves to make water-boiled bagels. And we had trouble getting black poppy seeds, if I said it correctly here.
Mm-hmm.
So one of our visitors, they were delightful people, and they said, oh, we can get – so they sent us like a quart bottle of poppy seeds, and they addressed it by the post to Cabrera Business Center, but they abbreviated business to bus like you would do in America, period.
Right.
So not speaking much English here, they delivered it to the bus station. Nobody showed up. Those poppy seeds traveled to all 287 bus stations around the... came back a year and a half later as a black mulch because they all molded, and about 6 months after that, I get hey, you got a package waiting for you at the post office. So it's really come a long way. It's really come